thanks for joining us, and stay tuned because Nadia is going to cook for us, and you will learn some fine-tuned techniques. Thank you.
All right, we're ready to do a cooking segment that ties right into the conversation we had earlier. Last night, the producer asked me to do this cooking segment, and it was kind of last minute, so I didn't have a lot of time to plan and to prepare, but real life is like that.
Yeah.
Real life
Yeah,
is like
true.
that, and I had company, so I thought, I'm just going to go with what's in my refrigerator and also what's in my garden.
And it looks so healthy.
It
You wouldn't find that in
does.
my refrigerator.
Well, it does help to garden, but we all have grocery stores too.
Yes.
And they have some good stuff. Now, I call this my garden fresh quinoa stir fry.
Oh,
And I start with some olive oil. And you don't really need to use the virgin olive oil if you're cooking because you're putting heat on it anyway. So this is the middle grade olive oil that I use. And I don't use a whole lot of it. And I get things going now. I've got tricolored green beans here. And
beautiful.
They're beautiful. The only disappointment is the dark ones lose the purple and turn green as we cook. So watch for that. Green beans take a little bit longer to cook, so I'm going to put them in early. That and a little bit of the carrot.
are those from your garden?
Those are from my garden.
Is there a certain name for the purple green bean?
They were multicolored
Oh.
bean seeds.
I've never seen it. They are pretty.
They are really pretty. And I just rough cut, you know, this is something that I do for myself when I'm at home and just cooking. Now I have a carrot. I like to put a little in there for color, and I use, this is like a vegetable peeler, but it cuts in julienne, which makes
Oh.
nice,
Oh,
pretty, it's a little sticky, nice pretty little strips for in the dish.
Oh, what a nice little
So they
thing.
go like that, and it's not as hard as, oh, mushrooms. I've got a couple mushrooms. I had those in the refrigerator. Again, just rough cut. I can hear it starting to heat up.
Yes, I hear that sizzle.
And
Well, and we were talking about how yummy everything smells, even just
Yeah.
sitting here. So.
Yes.
of course I don't know what the good things are in mushrooms, but I put them in a lot of dishes. A little onion, this is onion, and a little piece of garlic. I think I'll chop that little piece of garlic up.
That's what's really going to add a good aroma.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because things like garlic and onions and mushrooms, a lot of times people will enjoy those. Sometimes people don't like them at all. It can be one of those foods that goes either way, but people forget that they are vegetables.
Yeah, they are.
And they offer the same type of antioxidants and, you know, chemicals that are really helpful. So it's that variety. It doesn't just have to
Yeah.
be, you know, the kale.
Broccoli and cauliflower.
Yeah.
So I'll get that rolling. It takes a couple of minutes. These things, the harder the vegetables are, you put them in sooner and you saute them till they just kind of start getting it. So I'm going to put the quinoa in last. The quinoa is pre-cooked, and this is just the plain. A lot of people are using the red, and the red's got the hull on it. It's a little bit better, I think, a little more nutrition, but I taste a hint of bitterness in some of it. And
What-
I use the plain most
What,
often.
what does quinoa give us?
It's a grain. There's lots of
Oh,
protein
so
in
it's
it and other
primarily a
things.
grain.
But it's,
Protein in a grain?
yeah, well, so like,
Really?
there's a lot of protein in vegetables, but they're not complete proteins. So soy foods and quinoa are two vegetable sources of protein that are complete. So we get all the amino
That's the
acids
difference.
in those proteins. So that's why, especially if someone prefers a vegan way of eating, it's a great way to get, you know, a good healthy source of protein. Not that they can't get it from rice and beans and other foods as well. But the other thing I really like about quinoa is the texture. It's, you know, a nice variety to add into your cooking. And
Yeah, I like it as much or even better than rice. I just put a little cilantro in there. Now I have what's called dragon skin kale. It's not the curly stuff, and I'll just show you how I clean kale.
Is that from your garden too?
That's from the garden, and you just fold it over and grab a hold of it and pull that hard stem off, because that's kind of a tough one. And, here's another one, and another one, and okay, we're down to rough cut. I just toss it in and cut it rough, because this doesn't need a lot of time. And this is chard.
From your garden as well?
From the garden as well.
I'm
My
impressed.
mother taught me that the green chard is better than the multicolor, and that's as far as her taste goes.
Yeah.
I find she's right. It tastes just like spinach. So if you like spinach, you
I like it raw. I don't particularly like it cooked, but I do like it raw.
well, this tastes just like spinach.
Okay, so it'll be just fine.
Yeah, it will. So I'll get this going and get the vegetables wilted. Now, it doesn't really matter, since the quinoa is cooked, it doesn't really matter how cooked or not cooked the vegetables become, because that's all a matter of your preferences, your taste, and how well done you want them. I like them mostly al dente. I put a little of sesame oil in here and a little soy sauce. Other times I might just go with Worcestershire
Oh.
and not do Asian, but this is what I had around. I think that's just the right amount in that pot. And in a moment, I'll put the quinoa in and wrap it up, and this will be the
You know, the
dish.
nice thing about this too is you have kind of a one-pot dish.
Yes.
You know,
Oh,
so
yeah.
everything is, because that's often, the biggest complaint I get from people is I don't have time.
Yeah.
And we're doing this in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the quinoa is something that, I do recommend, cook some of those things ahead of time, have them in
Yeah.
your freezer ready to go.
Yeah.
But
And less
now,
cleanup.
even in the cleanup, dump it on a plate, scrub it out, and
Yeah.
you're good and it's clean.
And that's the thing, this quinoa did come out of, well, no, I cooked that up last night. But I often cook it and pre-package it and freeze it. But, and that's,
Oh, it smells.
It
Yeah,
smells
I know,
divine.
I'm getting hungry
Yeah.
I know.
well, I think we can put some on a plate, and you guys can try a little. Let's
best
give it about
part.
15 more seconds.
Okay,
Okay, then we'll do that. Get that wilted. I'm glad that stayed on. Okay.
you want me to put it off to the side? Will that be a little
Yeah.
over this way maybe,
Yeah,
a little
okay.
easier?
Just, that's
Okay,
enough to try.
there you go.
Thank you.
One for you, Susan. I know our producer Mike is a vegetarian. He'll be trying this momentarily also, maybe
Oh.
not on camera,
And I would
but
guess your
I think
husband
he'll
might
like
want
it.
some.
I know,
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Is he
would
still
be
here?
He would be the true test.
All right.
He's not a vegetarian.
Oh, okay. Well, so let's get just.
Are you a vegetarian?
I'm not.
I'm not either, but I eat vegetarian frequently.
But I did recently do a similar
yeah.
type of dish like this, and it was with quinoa, and it was a one pot. It was with asparagus
That's
and
good.
some
Okay.
onions and wood.
Okay, we'll
not
just.
gonna want a little
I
more?
will try.
All right, I'll take this
Oh.
little bit because I'm going out to
Okay.
eat with some friends,
right,
so, but I'm
yeah.
anxious. Okay, here is, oh, you got
got
that?
it for
Okay, I'll try one. In fact, hand me a spoon while I'll give. I'm like the mom in the house. I'll take this the odd one and leave that fork for
Okay.
that one, your husband.
Okay. It
let's
smells
give it a
delicious.
try.
All right.
Okay, good, and I didn't add any extra salt.
I was gonna
Oh,
just
yeah.
ask you about
And
that.
it tastes plenty salty with the little bit
it
of
does, with the
soy
soy
sauce
sauce.
that I put in here.
Well, and the nice thing about not oversalting is you really do get the flavor of the garlic and,
You
and
do.
the beans.
You do.
Very tasty.
And if you can see if this chard tastes like spinach like it should.
Very hearty.
Yeah, very tasty. You'd never know there's not salt and pepper in here.
No, no. You know, you could, like when I do the Worcestershire one, then I might put a little salt and pepper in there.
Very tasty.
That's great.
So, on that note, this is garden fresh vegetables with quinoa, stir fry.
I'm definitely gonna be sharing this recipe. Yeah, this is
It's
wonderful.
excellent. And what makes it even better is it came from your garden.
It did, it did.
Very
And
good,
thank you all
Nadia.
for watching today.